So it starts now.
And we are live. Yes, we are live. Finally. Yep, got it going.
Yeah, you can't just do.
Awesome. Welcome to Monday Night Artscast. Kev has recommended that I do an introduction, so this is it.
Oh,
Hi,
perfect.
everyone, which is
10 out
really
of 10.
just you, Kev. How you doing, Kev?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I just dude, I got nothing. Why you gotta put me on the spot like this?
Hey, you put me on the spot. I made that intro on the fly because I'm just so good at freestyling like that, and
No,
everyone's going to be really impressed. I can tell.
dude. I, I was gonna say like, man, they should just make an adult class for like show and tell or something like
Like
that.
a how to stream video.
Well, not even that. It's like, oh, just in university. It's like, yeah. Well, I guess there is already in universities called presentations and your assignments and spoken.
Yeah, I actually had to help Leo out with his little presentation he's got going tomorrow. So that's kind of exciting and cute. I actually did some stop motion animation with him,
Oh, that's
which is kind
cool.
of fun.
And
Yeah.
but did you guys do it on like a phone or something? I feel like
Yeah,
that.
like I just took out the old telephone that is
Hmm.
also a camera. And he bought a little Pokemon Bulbasaur like kind of builder kit. It's kind of like a
Hmm.
Gundam kit but for Pokemon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so he put that together yesterday, but then I'm like, hey, we should do a video of it like just coming together and coming to life. And he's like, that's a great idea. And so now like we worked on that this afternoon and then I stitched it
That's really
together in After Effects and yeah, it looks pretty cool.
cool.
So pretty proud, having a nice dad moment.
That's a lot
So
of fun.
it's pretty cute. How you been, man?
Yeah, that's fine. Same old, same old.
Same old, same
Uh,
old.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
Doing much other art other than this one? You've been doing much stuff,
Um,
personal stuffs?
no, honestly, I just wasting time going back to Baldur's Gate, and I don't. Did you remember like what people talked about for Baldur's Gate? Baldur's Gate.
I know that it kind of took over the X or Twitter space for a while. That was all I could see posts about.
Okay, there was. Do you remember the news that came out about it? That was like, oh, Baldur's Gate has a bear scene, or
A bear scene?
yes, and it became like
No.
so the internet meme or whatever, and everyone knows about it, or everyone that knows about Baldur's Gate knows about the bear scene, and
Okay.
it's a game that's like the relationship between all your characters are like. I'm pretty sure Amber might have talked to you about this.
Was this that character that she thought my Wolvie was looking like?
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
Haslam guy, he's a druid, and and there's like a cutscene in that game that was like, oh, you make up with a bear.
You make out with a bear? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he turns into a bear, and then you can
I
make up
was,
with
I
him.
was gonna say, should we like hit spoiler alert on that? Is that gonna be like ruining the game for
Well,
some people?
I mean, to be fair, it was in all the news outlets or whatever.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably been spoiled already by most people.
And for most people, they're like, I came here for a bear. I want to see it. And
So
I'll
the
be
whole
honest,
game.
I was honestly I was looking for it too. It's like there it is. I see
I see the making out bear. Wait, so
it.
he's actually in bear form when you make out? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez,
But
that doesn't seem right.
I mean, I in partial, I did look at that and like, you guys totally did this as a marketing stunt, didn't you?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Definitely gonna get the likes on there.
But it's like
Whatever
I don't know.
works, right?
But it's like it's all I don't know. It's kind of like playful in that it just cuts away and there's like a scene of like a squirrel that's like looking on a tree, whatever, and then witnesses the scene is like and it just dropped its like acorn. It's pretty funny actually.
That's pretty funny. Is that like the kind of like the old school way where they would cut away to like a train
Yeah,
going through a tunnel?
yeah, exactly that.
That's great. Oh dear. He
Yeah.
dropped his nuts. That's terrible. Terrible, man.
But yeah,
Well,
I would thought the game is way too long, man.
too long.
It is too long.
How many hours is that? Like, is that with like all the side quests, or you mean just the standard?
Just standard, honestly.
Oh, jeez. What are we talking? Like 40, 50, 60? How many hours?
I haven't even finished it, but there's other people that like it's above 100 hours. I'm like, oh.
Wow. Isn't that like the Final Fantasy games are like that too, though? Oh,
Not
like people
really.
love those games.
Well,
They're not.
they're
Oh,
decently long. Well, I haven't played that many Final Fantasies, whatever. The only one I
oh.
played is X, which is the one on PlayStation, and that one was like about. You could probably finish that in like 40 or 50 hours.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do you know much about
Yeah.
Final Fantasy?
No, I know it looks cool and a lot of people love it.
It's
All the
like,
character, I love all the character design and stuff that's in it. The world is
I kind of,
pretty random and
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I kind of have to think about it. It's like it's high fantasy, but it's like it's a different type of high fantasy. I'm like trying to think. It's like how would I describe it? Because you wouldn't say it's like Lord of the Rings, right?
No, it's kind of doing its own thing. It's got like inspiration of obviously medieval stuff coming in there, but it's like modernized and mixed in with a whole bunch of different
Yeah, I'm
styles.
trying. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a way to describe it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It's
Like
cool though.
every character is mixed in with a little bit of elven beauty, I guess.
Yeah,
There-
that's it.
There's no
It's
ugly
animated.
characters.
That's all games, right? In a way, unless they're villains.
For shame.
Even then,
They
even then, the villains look good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like the ultimate villain always looks good.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel so like detached from the gaming world. I've not
Well,
properly played games in so long that, yeah, I don't know.
I
I just
mean, I
kind of
wouldn't
like
say.
hearing about it.
Well, I would say that you might be detached from like games that are not Mario, I guess, or like Nintendo
Yeah.
based. Because you
Oh,
like because you play what's it called, you show your kids or something like that, right? Like your
yeah,
kids are
like
into Mario.
I'll play the games that my kids play, but yeah, and it's usually on the Switch because I
Yeah,
think they're a little too young for some crazy PlayStation and Xbox games, but they'll get to
I
that
mean,
point at some.
yeah. And
But
then eventually,
not just.
yeah, and then you ask to watch them play Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, see that actually looks awesome, and I would love to play it, but
I
yeah, I
saw
just
Venom do that, and it's like, damn, why you guys been hiding this for ages?
it looks awesome, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't. What's it called? I'm not a PlayStation guy. Well, I do think it's also coming out on the PC as well, but
On PC, is it?
I think it will. Either that or it's
Because
like
I
getting it.
thought it was exclusive. I thought that was just exclusive to
I would
PlayStation.
imagine it's probably a timed exclusive, but it's not like I pay attention too much
Okay.
of Sony stuff.
I hope
Uh,
that's the case because I do actually want to play that.
yeah, it seems like it definitely seems like up your alley and stuff.
Yeah, it just looks good, and I'm like, I could just play a game like that where I can just tune in for half an hour, play a bit of
Yeah.
story, and then jump out.
Or you could just watch your kids play that.
Nah, it's a little too hectic. They get scared of stuff like that, man. Like they're still a little too young for like the
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even animated violence can be a little intense for them.
Yeah, yeah. I could totally see that. Where it's
I guess,
like,
well, it's kind of like animated violence. Sorry, I was gonna say like animated violence, but it's when like the good guys getting beat up, they don't do well.
oh yeah, like where good guys can get beaten up. It's like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess um I guess like also partially it's like when you're playing, it's like it's your fault that they're getting beat up. So it's like, oh, you get kids get
Oh.
them mad, like a lot of anxiety from that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but yeah, you're right. There would be another little piece there on top of
It's
that.
like, oh,
Give you some
Spider-Man's getting
extra
beat up.
guilt.
Yeah, Spider-Man's getting beat up and it's my fault. No, I don't want to play.
Oh dear, that's horrible. That'd be so messed up. It's like, what did you do? Look what you did to Spider-Man.
Well, don't frame it like that to them. It's like, oh,
I was like,
yeah, that's
you're
okay,
no son
kids.
of mine.
Spider-Man's just taking a nap. Don't avert your eyes, kids.
Oh dear. Now my kids get freaked out about blood. We were watching maybe it was a bit too young for him, but we were watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was like,
Mhm,
Dragon Ball Z can't have blood in it. Like I remember being on Saturday, like in the morning before school,
mhm,
and then there's like a scene where like Goku's fighting his brother. I forget his
mhm.
name,
Uh,
and
you
he's
don't talk
literally
about
punched
Vegeta,
up.
see?
Sorry?
You don't talk about Vegeta, are you?
No, it's not Vegeta. It's the first
Uh,
brother that lands. Um,
Raditz?
oh, jeez, I don't know. I didn't pay attention,
Is it
but
the
I'll have to Google it. Give me a sec.
is it the part where Piccolo has to hold him down or something?
Piccolo's in the fight as well with Goku.
Goku.
Yeah, Raditz. You were correct,
Yeah, yeah,
Raditz.
that guy.
Yeah, and anyway, he's like punched a hole through Goku's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
abdomen, and there's like blood everywhere. And Leon and Lucas were like, "Dad, there's blood, there's blood." And I'm like, "What?" And I turn around, and there's like a hole in his abdomen. I was like, "Whoa, I don't remember this."
I remember
I was
watching it
like,
as like
"Oh,
a
okay,
kid.
we'll fast forward this."
I remember
Sorry.
watching it as a kid as well, and I was like, sick.
Yeah, there's an age. I think mine was just a touch too young for it. I think if they were like
Well,
in their teens, early tweens, that'd be cool.
well,
But
I think it's like some part of it's kind of like left up to your imagination, and some part of it's like I don't know. I guess not
no,
obvious,
it's
and kids
pretty
don't
graphic,
remember.
man. It's literally a hole in his abdomen, and he's like bleeding out of his mouth. It's pretty full on.
Like there's some movies that like if you look into it, it's like oh, it's more morbid than you think, right? Like I
It's more
think
what? Sorry.
it's like a lot more morbid and melancholy, or like oh, just would in general would freak out most kids. Like
Uh, well, I
I'm
just
talking
googled it, and um, I just googled it, and it came up as like most what do you call it?
traumatizing
Most
scenes.
intense moments in Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, my top brutal moments, and that's like the first one. Yeah, getting someone to punch through your chest is pretty intense. Oh, here we go.
It's
I'll
pretty
give you
metal.
I'll give you a screen cap to look at. Give you a sense of what we're talking about. I'm just gonna
Sure
paste it
thing.
on my thingy. Here you
Oh
go.
no.
Look at this.
Oh,
It's pretty
avert,
intense.
avert the eyes. Avert the eyes.
Pretty full on. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I think on the
that'll
like
scare.
broadcast. Yeah, I think broadcasted on, television or wherever it is. I'm pretty sure they turned like that hole just black, right?
Yeah, they must have, because I don't remember that at all. I really don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like no blood at all. It's just
Yeah.
like one of those comedic moments where it's like he just punched a hole in your chest and it's literally like a Looney Tunes hole.
Yeah. Or it was just, or maybe they just made it black. Get a big bruise.
Do
Ah,
you ever wonder if there was any kids that like looked at when Elmer Fudd and Daffy Duck or like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are like saying rabbit season, duck season, whatever. And when finally Elmer Fudd blasts Daffy in his face and his beak turns backwards, any
yeah,
kid like
I do wonder about that, eh?
it's like did any kid like just rationalize it and it's like, wait, he just got shot with like a automatic rifle or something in his face or something. Not automatic rifle, but like a hunting rifle.
It's
And just
kind
like
of
think of it. Yeah, and think of like the implications of that.
yeah, I could see that. Oh, whoops, my window went away. Yeah, I could definitely see that messing. Like, cause I was putting on even some Looney Tunes and stuff, and like even Tom and Jerry running around trying to chase. Jerry with a massive mallet and just trying to squish him, and then
I've
Tom
never.
being squished, and I'm like, this is violent. But as a kid, I didn't see anything. My kids didn't see anything wrong with it. They were cool with it.
You're like, it didn't mess me up. Like, I came out fine. They can watch this.
It's like maybe I'm just desensitized to it, but I don't see any issue here. But maybe that is the problem. I should see an issue.
Yeah. Like, I kind of wonder if, like, as a child self, I wonder, did I see, like, guns as you point at a person and then they stop moving for a while. And then
Yeah, I
it's
don't know,
like,
man.
because I feel like I never saw, like, the bullet or, like, of course, the blood or whatever until the ripe age of probably 10 when I watched Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, jeez.
That messed me up, man.
That would have been quite the awakening for you.
It wasn't even
There's a lot.
bullets, it was laser rifles.
Yeah, but those like aliens going through people's chests constantly.
Yeah. Scene where he gets pulled out of the pit and his legs are like severed. Oh goodness.
Some nice light-hearted entertainment for a child. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. Yeah, I think for me, like, I grew up watching like all the Van Damme, Bruce Lee movies way too young. So I grew up with a lot of martial arts and not a lot of weapons. I guess maybe like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and Sylvester Stallone. Like I definitely watched Commando and those movies way too young. But didn't bother me. The only one that bothered me was Predator. I think
Predator?
that movie messed me up when I was a
Oh,
kid.
was it like whenever he uses like the net or whatever?
Just him in the trees and then like the claws kind of like just like cutting through people. And I was just like, maybe I'm too little for this.
That's fair.
It was still really cool, but I was just like, fast forward this bit, fast forward, I like watching it through like closed eyes.
Yeah. I think my first introduction to like the Predator is like Alien vs Predator.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like when they first showed the scene of like the guy getting like shot into a net and the net just closing in on itself, it's like that one also messed me up a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, that reminds me. I was at work and it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, the Predator or the alien from Alien vs Predator. I had them mixed up around the whole time.
Oh, you were calling the Predator the alien?
Yeah. Because like
geez.
the alien was predatoring the Predator.
The alien was predatoring the predator. Oh, okay. He
Yeah,
was the
in that
prey.
yeah. So it's like I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah, if you hadn't watched Alien and you hadn't watched Predator, a movie solely dedicated to those characters individually, I could see you being confused.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah. Can't believe you didn't watch. So you never watched Alien then before you watched Alien versus Predator?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Have you watched it since?
I watched Alien 1 and I still have not watched Predator. I might have actually. It's like it was on free television, but like I haven't actually watched it in its entirety. I'm pretty sure I watched like near the end where it's like he go like Arnold starting to put all like the mud on his face or whatever.
Oh, he's got the mud. Yeah. That bit's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched that part at least.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But you can't really predict when shows are coming on or whatever.
Yeah, but it is the age of I don't know if you've heard of streaming, Kev, but you can have access to any movie right now if you want. If you really want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's tons of things I can catch up on though.
Yeah. No, I get it. Too much. There's just too much stuff. That's the problem. I never know what to watch. I literally I just usually end up just going back onto YouTube and just watching something that I haven't watched yet, or watching something that I've already watched.
What do you call it? An ageless movie? What do you call it? An
Sorry?
ageless movie? Like, has it movie aged well in your opinion?
What has Predator?
Yeah, or Aliens or whatever.
I think Aliens definitely holds up.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
probably
pretty I'm
agree.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure Predator holds up as long as you know remember it's the 80s. Um, yeah, I think they both hold up pretty well. It's just yeah, whether you're into it or not. But yeah, I wasn't.
Mm,
I never got into Aliens. I was more kind of like I said, like action movies. Alien was to me was a horror film, so I never really watched horror growing up because I would watch whatever my dad would watch, really, and he wasn't
yeah,
into
yeah.
horror. But we'd watched a lot of action, so Predator falls into that category. Um,
Mm,
yeah, so I didn't watch Alien until I was like actually until Dave moved in. When Dave moved in, he was like, "You haven't watched Aliens?" And he had the whole set, so I watched all three in a row and went, "Ah, I understand now." But
what do you
yeah,
actually? Yeah, what do you actually show an actual real Halloween movie to you kids?
I think they go and look for it themselves. I don't think I would show it to them, to be honest,
So if Leo
unless
was
they're
like right
like,
now,
"Sorry,
so if Leo was right now, is like, hey dad, I want to watch Alien. Would you let him?
nah, no way,
No, no.
no way." I keep them away from stuff on like YouTube because it's like some of the kids' YouTube stuff gets pretty like wacky and scary, and then later on they're having like they're going to bed and they're like having like thoughts about it, like not necessarily like scared of it, but like they're thinking about it and they're just a bit tweaked from it. They're like, I don't like that, but it doesn't
Yeah,
it doesn't affect them until they go to bed. So before then, they're all like, "Oh, this is funny and entertaining," and then bedtime, they're like, "Daddy," and I'm like,
yeah, but
"See, I told you."
I'll be the devil's advocate. It's gonna
Mm.
at some point it's gonna happen anyways, right? Whether they get the existential crisis or whatever, or like a realizations of what death is.
Oh, they already have that. They already understand that. We've already had a fair few talks about like anyway, this is a very dark conversation, but yeah, we have discussed death and
Ooh, the spooky, appropriately
and
spooky conversation.
oh yeah, yeah, we're on theme for Halloween tomorrow. But yeah, no, we have discussed that, and it's very interesting and awkward conversation to have with your kids because it's always like, "Daddy, are you gonna die?" And I'm like, not for a long time." And they're like, "Dad, I don't want you to die." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too."
That's right. I would just
I
put my
feel
head
you.
in a jar and I will be around forever.
Yeah, it's just like, it'll be fine. Don't worry. You don't have
Yeah,
to worry
yeah,
about this for a long time.
yeah. Just point to the Futurama scene where you can put your head into a jar.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I'll place my head.
it is a sad topic to kind of have with your kids sometimes. You're just like, oh, I don't want to be thinking about this stuff.
Hmm. I would just put my head next to Walt Disney. Walt Disney.
Walt
Hmm.
Disney's Frozen corpse.
Is it still there? Is it still frozen?
I don't even know if it is frozen or if it's just a pure myth.
Oh yeah, it's like it could also just not be real at all.
Yeah, that's why. Like, it's like there's so
I
much
guess it would.
stuff that I grew up or was told before the internet, where I haven't gone back to Google if that was true or not. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
I guess it would be big news if like Disney was like, oh, okay, we're not going to keep this frozen corpse of Disney anymore.
Yeah, it's like I think we're good. We don't need those unless he's got it in the will where it's like you have to keep me in there, otherwise Walt Disney become I don't know. They got to give it to the government or something. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I'm redrawing this thing that I started. Wasn't too happy with the paint up.
Take some bravery to redraw stuff. I'm like, I would just keep going around in circles and be like, what is wrong with this?
Yeah, I can't do it. I just like like I think I've just found my process now, and it's just
Mm,
very hard to work outside of it. I always feel like I'm it's like no, I'm making things harder than they need to be.
yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
feel like it's, yeah, I feel like for me at some point I'm just like, I'll just paint over it top of it. Screw all these like different layers and stuff. I'll just merge it
Oh
down and
yeah,
just paint
I
it.
do that too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do that all the time. I definitely do
yeah.
that too. But yeah, that's one thing that I still have trouble with is hair. That still bothers me. I really should look at some reference.
Dude, I still think it's like drawing stuff with blue fill light or whatever. That's really tough, dude.
Drawing stuff in a blue
Like
fill light. What do you
blue.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's like yours is like sort of in a blue
Oh, because I'm
sky.
drawing on blue. You mean?
Well, you kind of
Yeah.
made it look like she was in the Fortress of Solitude or something. That at least the vibe I got
No,
from
I
it.
was thinking that she's like in the city. So I haven't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
planned that well, but I'm kind of like thinking like you've got like city buildings here, stuff coming up. I don't know. And then another building over on this side. Some like rooftop stuff going on. And there's maybe like another little angly bit there. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Then I can do stuff with that city in the background to kind of frame her. But I'm also not a fan of this like just hand that just gets cropped off. Like that just looks boring. So I want to change that and bring it either into frame. So maybe she's like resting it like that on her
What you got?
waist, as
Oh, like
opposed to
yeah,
just
okay.
yeah. And then even this hand here, I don't like this. This is crap. So I'd much rather if she had like a hand kind of come around and then maybe have it loop back, something like
Speaking of,
that.
what about for an interesting pose?
Yar,
I think you can probably do on this one. Is that she
yar.
has like she's holding onto like a string of web, but it's like kind
Mhm.
of at her shoulder, and like the string is strung up to like a light pole, and it's like you see like
Mhm.
bad guys as a silhouette in back, or whatever, like they're all tied up.
Yeah. So what, like there's a light pole like coming up on here kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and or like
And
well,
they're
it doesn't have
like
to be a light pole or whatever. It could be like suggestion, and like you see the string coming off, and then you see like 2 feet or legs up above or whatever.
that kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah. I was like thinking, it's like oh, holding like like you still
That's
see
actually
the
quite fun.
yeah, yeah. I think that would be like some I don't know something interesting in the
That's a
background, some
I like
storytelling.
that. Yeah, it's a nice touch. I wonder if I would flip her then. I'd make her go in the opposite direction. Oh, whoops. What did I do? No, wrong layers. I broke it all. If I grab just these two, I think.
I don't know what that was. Was that the sound of your computer making errors?
Yeah, it's my computer going, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, the hair's
Just
kind of blocking it there. Unless I bring the hair back the other way.
blowing
Damn
forward.
it.
But then when hair blows in front of the person, I feel like it's kind of a little bit less flattering, I guess.
Yeah, I think that no, we can work with this. We can stay like that and then have them hanging there from the pole. Even though I feel like I might need to change the perspective a little bit just because that light pole's so high up.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe if I just bring it down, kind of like just hanging out, maybe. But does it look a little kind of like out of place now?
I was like thinking like it's a little bit more closer, and maybe it doesn't need to show the entire figure. Like you could just see like a light pole, like sort of coming off, and then it's like the legs, maybe the legs or like the
Mm,
lower. I don't know. It doesn't have to show the entire figure. I feel like.
Yeah, no. It's kind of like the silhouette, you mean?
Yeah.
You could have
Because
like one leg that's like kind of gone up, another one that's like down,
yeah, I feel.
and then like kind of strung up a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe like there could be a billboard and you see like someone splattered on it or whatever.
Oh, I like that. That might be easier. Just be part of
Yeah.
this
And
building
then
in that case. Could be just like up here.
and if
Someone
this was
just
like a Batman, yeah, and if this was like a Batman piece, you can make it at night or wherever, and like Batman's just walking away from the spotlight.
but it's not Batman. It's Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, she's in the daytime. She does her crime saving in the daytime.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a night. I've done so much nighttime stuff. That's why I was like, daytime would be good. Or even like, I seem to do night or dawn dusk. It's seems to be majority of my work. So I'm like, let's go for a daytime piece.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it'd be a nice change. Anyway, I think there's something there, Kev. I like it. I likes it.
Yeah, I was like
We can
thinking.
take
I like how that my advice is like. I feel like my advice is a lot more idea based compared to Amber's. Like Amber's is
What do you
like
mean?
actually like I feel like if Amber was giving advice, it's like, oh, like technique and like posing stuff.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I think my idea usually is more like it's like, oh, why didn't you just add a bad dude there and make her really
More-
pretty?
Like more storytelling kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's just like it's
Yeah.
not to do with like the technique or like the anatomy or whatnot.
Well, that's a good thing, right? You kind of want everyone's strengths to kind of show in a way. Like for me, I think I spend too much time worrying about the process that I'm sometimes like, I just want to get it done. I don't think too much far past that, which is probably not a
Yeah,
good thing.
yeah, you and me, brother.
So I'm just like, I like it. Now I just want to finish it. Like, yeah, but in terms of adding storytelling, like that obviously is going to make it a more stronger piece. So like if I just give her some nice fingies here, kind
Some
of
nice
curving
fingers.
up. She needs some nice fingies. Probably not the best fingies. I'll definitely need to get some reference, but they'll do for now. That's not too bad. But sometimes like to like test myself if I can still draw stuff from imagination.
Mm.
Force myself to not look at reference until I really need it.
I think it's like you're exercising the problem solving part of your brain when you do that.
Yeah,
It's
like
like,
I'm trying to kind of like I'm going, okay, what does the hand look like in space at this angle?
yeah. Or even if it just looks
Sorry.
or even if it just looks right, It's like,
Yeah, because
oh, does
sometimes you get it right. It's like a happy accident kind of thing.
well, like I feel like when I look at things, I'm like, does it like it doesn't necessarily need to look like the thing that I'm trying to represent, but does it look like, does it look pleasant to look at? Even
Oh
though it's
yeah,
not
that's
really red, It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
I get that.
yeah, it's like, oh, if you put something in shadow, it's like, oh, it might be like a hand that's all like mango looking, but it's like it feels right. Like it's, you know,
As long as it's
like
not
the
distraction.
yeah. Like there should be something there. But like
Yeah.
and as long as it's like, it's dim enough and it's out not in focus or wherever, I think it's
Yeah,
like
but I think I have a thing where like even I don't want to kind of like I'd rather spend the time and make sure it looks right than have a hand in there that is going to bother me later on. Like
yeah.
I get like there's several pieces of mine that even though I spend time on those hands where I'm like, if I'd spent another half an hour, it would have been so much better. It's like
Yeah.
I always have that feeling where I'm like, oh, you just a touch more and that would have been so much better. But you gotta say it. You gotta stop at some point.
Now that I think about it, it's like, is that why I zoom up so much? It's like, okay, just don't look at the mistake. Don't look at the mistake. Just
Yeah.
pretend it's not there. Avert your
Yeah.
eyes.
Look elsewhere on the piece. Look elsewhere.
Oh, you see that? The beautiful flowers on the side.
Yeah.
Just don't look at the character's face.
I just don't want to do that thing that like was so like common in comics, and like a lot of artists who got owned for it now are kind of own it, which is good. But it's like people who just had difficulty drawing feet and hands would just always hide them. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. I want to try and be able to do a hand and do a foot. It may not be the best foot, but screw it. It's going to get in there. I'll put it in there.
Speaking of being happy,
huge. Sorry.
Yeah, speaking of being happy with your mistakes, I kind of wonder if there'll be like any, social media posts that's like, I mess up my hands and feet, but that's okay because I am a real artist, or whatever. In light of all the what's it called AI stuff, or whatever.
And some people would argue that AI also stuffs up hands and feet. So
I guess that's okay.
You're probably closer to being an AI than
okay, hang on.
As a point of difference, my hands look good. There you go. That's how you know it's not AI.
Okay, I can explain. My mistakes are more. My mistakes are more human.
Yeah. My mistakes.
I can't wait to actually hear back on this, because I actually do wonder if the mixer is really making that much of a difference or not.
If the mixer. Oh, you mean on your mic?
Yeah.
It sounds better. I think it sounds better. By the way, I haven't even checked if anyone's even popped in to say hi.
No, it's just me.
No one has. Cool. It's just us.
Just me.
Oh, whoops. I just had my Oh, you said hi. Hey, Kev. Hello. Yeah, that's all right. I told Rube, she's like, because I kind of had a bit of a full-on day today.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
like,
that's
you
good.
stream? And I'm like, yeah, I need to please the algorithm, YouTube gods, and try and keep it consistent. So
yeah. So I have like settings on my mixer, and like it has like different presets. I wonder if this one's like the best one. So at the moment I have like a desk stand, which spoiler, not on a desk stand. And then I can change it to boom arm, which, I don't know what that is either. Then there's like the other ones, like high pitch broadcast. I don't know what that is for. Low pitch. Is it like changing like real time for you? Like this one? Or
that's horrible.
or like something like this, like a deep voice. Something more amazing.
That sounds echoey.
I'm just going through all these different. This was a walkie-talkie.
Now you're in space.
It has like all these different presets, but I remember there was like another one that's like it had like more fun voices or whatever.
Okay.
Where it's like you can pretend that you're an alien, or like I don't know, like all these fun little settings. I kind of wish I like actually wrote it down, but I think you should have a look at that too.
Well, I just want a setting where I just sound normal. Just give me normal. Like,
yeah, just give me.
I don't want a twingy, whiny voice that I feel like I have. Just give it a little more bass, and yeah.
Yeah, just make me sound like David Attenborough.
Well, I could put that on probably if I wanted. Over here, we'll see the deltoid next to the pectoral muscle, but underneath the clavicle. Maybe I should just speak in that the whole way through. That won't be annoying, will it?
Oh, I feel like it'd be more annoying if like you got big off it, and then it's like, oh, that means all my streams I gotta talk like this, huh?
I know that would be painful. I was like, oh no. That's all right.
Yeah,
there's worse
things, yeah, I feel like I've seen a couple of streams where it's like they got big on something, and it's like, oh, they have to maintain that persona, but it's like over the years, it's like I kind of hate that now. So I'm just gonna act like myself.
I imagine that'd be just like actors who kind of get pigeonholed, right? Like Like
Mm,
the what's his name? Daniel Radcliffe. Is it Daniel Radcliffe, the Harry Potter kid.
mm.
Like he's always going to be Harry Potter. Doesn't matter what he's in. People will always see him as like Harry Potter, and if it's not Harry Potter, then they won't think of it as good, or
I
at least
see
they'll
it.
be much more critical.
Yeah, yeah. I see. Well, don't worry, Daniel. I always see you as the human switchblade guy.
Yeah, that I need to watch that movie. I haven't gotten
You
around
haven't
to
seen
it. No, but it's one of those ones I'm just like, that looks like an awesome flick, but I need to be in the right mood for it.
that one? It's just yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it's like what most people would say. It's just bizarre. It's like, where are you
yeah.
going for this?
And going to many, many places, many lovely places.
On an island.
Oh dear, it's good though.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of fun. Well, I guess I just like ideas of like interesting premises and stuff.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's like so original, right? Just an original premise is what you want, really.
yeah, yeah. Which reminds me, are you kids into Five Nights at Freddy's at all?
Is that horror?
I would like to say it is. I think it is.
Well,
But
then
like,
no, because they're kids.
yeah, but the thing is, like, have you seen all these toys that like these toy maker like just put in store? And I'm just like thinking on the inside, it's like I don't know if like you can really sell this to an actual kid. Like,
Well, yeah, like because my kids know what it is, and they recently had like a Halloween dress up at their
mhm,
school. Like it was like a disco Halloween dress up, and everyone came dressed up. And there was
yeah,
some kids dressed up in like horror characters, right? Which is fair
yeah.
enough. But some of the characters my boys had seen in like YouTube videos that freaked them out. And so they had like mini panic attack when they saw him dressed up at the disco.
Yeah,
And I was just
I
like,
just don't know. Like, I just don't know. If it's like, is this actually appropriate? I mean,
well,
I
that's
guess
the thing. I don't think it is. And I do kind of like, I don't know. I kind of consider myself a pretty like easygoing parent. Like, but I'm not that parent that's like, you can't watch TV, you can't watch action, you
yeah.
can't watch violence. But like, there's something about horror for kids seems a little early. I don't know.
Well, I guess at the same time, it's kind of like dressing a kid like Jason from what's it called? Uh,
Yeah, it's that equivalent, right?
yeah, yeah. Like,
So it's like,
I've
I don't
seen
know
like
if that's cool.
yeah, I've seen people like parents dress them up, but I'm pretty sure the kid isn't aware of them. I guess what they're referencing.
Yeah, that's a little different where the kid's not actually aware or
But,
obviously have no context for what it is they're dressed up as.
but then it was like, what's the difference between like when they're dressed up like as little skeletons or something?
I think they can kind of, I don't know. Dude, I'm not the person to ask. I feel like I
To
should.
ask about the morality of like whether it's okay for kids to dress like these.
I just feel like some kids are gonna be okay with it, some aren't. And I
Hmm.
think until they're of the age where they're all generally okay with it, probably best to not expose them too much to it. Because like there are some kids who are a lot more sheltered than mine. And
Yeah,
I can imagine that would be pretty shocking for them. So if my kids who aren't that sheltered would be a little like tweaked out off of it, I can imagine some other kids being pretty
yeah.
freaked out by
I don't know. This is
it.
such a weird plateau, or whatever, for
And
for
there's a
people
lot
being.
of like a lot of weird stuff like that Fright Night at Freddy's. It's that thing like in that Fuzzy Wuzzy character as well. There's just all these characters that they look like they're pitched for kids, but
Mhm.
they're not. And so kids
Yeah.
get really kind of confused by it.
Well, I just don't know
So
how you really sell it, right? It's like at that point, why don't you just make it like natural, Chuck E. Cheese knockoff or something? It's like, and just forgo
that,
the ghost part.
that's kind of what it is though, isn't it?
Yeah, but like it's not that just that it's Chuck E. Cheese, but it's like these mascot characters that's haunted by dead people.
Yeah, see, that's just it's a bit much, personally.
I will say it is pretty intriguing. At least the first couple of games. Have you
Yeah.
actually looked into any of the Final Fantasy games, like, and what the story is about and stuff?
Nope. It's a game. I didn't even realize it was a game. I thought it was just a show.
To
No
say
idea.
it's a game, it's kind of a stretch. It is, but it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Have you ever seen one of those FMV games?
What is FMV?
Full motion video.
Ah, no. Oh yeah, I have
Yeah,
seen full motion video games. Sorry, yeah, I have seen that.
yeah, you haven't got like one of those DVDs before where it's like it has a game on it, and then like when you play it, it's like it plays a scene from a movie, and like
Mhm.
you do something on your remote control, and it like goes to another scene, whatever, and
Yeah, yeah.
it,
Yeah, I've played
it's
those.
just like everything is just like kind of pre-canned.
Yep.
It's kind of like that, where it's like, to a more like technical degree, of course, but that's what
Yeah.
it basically is. Um, but like basically the meat of the story is that it's like a pizza joint, and like there's a dude that like had a dream to make like a pizza chain or whatever,
Mhm.
and for one way or another, like the idea of like animatronics kind of got like taken from him, and his
Yeah.
and he for some reason he decided to take like revenge, and ends up like murdering four kids outside of a pizzeria,
Jeez.
and
Okay.
those kids like took possession of like the animatronics to haunt the place.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I think like it starts to go into like I wouldn't say it's a side tangent. It's like a pretty big plot point. Is that he
Mhm.
lost his own family in the middle of that, and I think because he saw that the kids took possession of like the animatronics, he started trying to find ways of like bringing back people into like the animatronics, like his daughter.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's like, yeah, of course it's really dark, but like
Yeah.
I think that was a really poor explanation, but that's what it basically is, at least.
Oh look, they're not supposed to be yeah,
Clear cut, or
game
whatever.
changing ideas, but that's kind of cool. It's like it's just like The Exorcist, but in toys. Instead of the demon, you're putting other humans
Yeah, yeah,
possessing inanimate objects like that. With that doll, what's
yeah.
the doll name? Caroline? Is it Caroline? What's the
Annabelle? Oh, so
Annabelle? Sorry, I knew it was some
I was
old
like,
timey name.
well, I have to think about it. It's like, what is Caroline is from something, but I don't know what it was from.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It's just like my brain picks things out. I'm like, I don't know where I got that from, but here goes.
Was that one of the priests?
No idea.
Yeah. Amber would be
I
able to answer that.
I know we're missing out. This is total like Bert conversation. She's missing out on all this horror goss, horror
If she is,
chats.
she did say she would tune
She lied. She lied.
in. I'm
Nah,
hoping
but it's
for like
okay.
a spirit of Amber in here. I also like that every time when Amber has to go somewhere, he's like, "Oh, I'll see you later in the River of Styx, I guess," or like just bidding her farewell.
Oh, bidding it. Yeah, it's always so final. Oh well, it's all good. But yeah, man. So I'm guessing you don't want to go and watch the
Oh,
finals at Fortress?
is it the League of Legends finals?
Yeah.
Who's in? Actually, I haven't been.
Uh, I haven't followed since BDS got kicked out. I've been
Yeah, yeah,
trying to catch a few games here and there, but I don't know where it stands at the moment.
yeah. I think I saw like a post. I think the other European team got knocked out as well by
Mad, did Mad get knocked out?
no G2. I think I
Oh,
thought it
what
was.
about isn't the Mad guys? Aren't they also European too?
I have no idea. I I
The,
again, I occasionally just see posts about it, about like how the games turned out, and it's like, oh, I look at it and it's like, oh, Europeans lost again. But I actually didn't know that there was more than one European team there.
Yeah, Mad Lions. Okay, so Mad Lions. They won against. Oh no, where am I going? October 20. What are we now? Teams with 1, 2. Let's go. So who's left? Oh, Mad Lion. Oh no, they lost. So the other European Mad Lions, they're out too. So who's left? T1 won. There you go. Baker's still hanging out.
Wait, which team?
T1?
Like SKT1?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's not a European team.
No. I said T1's still in, as in Faker's still in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I was saying Mad Lions was the other European team I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now you've got Genji versus Bilibili, JD versus KT, and LNG versus T1 coming up.
I think that's all Asian teams.
NRG versus Weibo. So that's tomorrow. Oh no, Tuesday, November 2nd, those games. So when would the final be? So the final will be November 19th. There you go.
Actually, where is the finals? Is it like gonna be in
it's in the location.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to go and watch it live at Fortress. I think that'd be kind of fun. It's like the equivalent of going to watch a grand final. Like I went to watch the grand final this year, NRL, and I was like, cool. I'm like, I don't mind going out and watching a League of Legends game final.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Also, some small note to mention then. Should refrain from saying what place you're going to an event or whatever. Just avoid doxing yourself.
There is no one in this chat. What are you worried about?
Yeah, but like you can look back at the recording. It's like I know where Ben lives.
Well, people know. I'm pretty sure people know I'm from Sydney because it's literally in my Instagram. So, and if they found me, they find my Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever else, they all know I'm in Sydney. So that I can't avoid.
Yeah, it's fair, but it's like
where I'm going to be. Fair enough, I get that. But let's be honest. By the time someone starts watching, this video will be probably 10 months old. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's fair. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just habits, whatever, if you ever do get big.
Yeah, I know. One day. Well, I'm going to look it up and see if you want to go. And if you do, maybe even Bert and Lyndon and Dave might want to go, even though I don't know if Dave knows much about League. But I think that could be fun to attend.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. For me.
Yeah, let me find it because I imagine that'll probably sell out pretty quick too. So we should probably book it in soon. Where the heck is it? Look at me not being productive. Oh dear. What else has been happening, Kev? What else has been going on in your world?
Yeah, nothing much.
Nothing
Trying to think. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, nothing much. That I would.
That you could disclose on YouTube is what you're saying.
Yeah, just like I was going to bring up like boring property stuff. I was like, yeah, that's not really what's called interesting at all.
Yeah, no one wants to hear about that.
Yep,
I do, but not on the channel.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's fresh outs.
Good. Oh wait, maybe that thing I saw was for the Melbourne one.
Oh yeah, because there's more than one fortress, right?
Damn. They should do it in Sydney too. They got a massive,
Well,
you know.
you could always organize one yourself. Let's be real.
Suppose so. No, but I can't organize one there, can I? That'd be. I guess you
No, I
could.
mean like you could just put it on the big screen and just like do it at home.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I could do that. Nah, I want to get out of the house, not in the house. Anyway, I will find something. I will track it down, a place where we can go and enjoy it. I think that would be fun. But yeah, how do you think this piece is coming along, man? It's looking pretty good.
I keep going back and forth on like decisions here and there. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I'm not sure I've done that.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
But I think it's good anyways because I feel like it's kind of like the part where you just experiment, right? It's
Yeah.
like so.
It's looking
Yeah.
good. It's looking good. The concept's like really cool.
The concept's cool, but it's like the execution,
What do you mean? Why not?
I was. I'll work it out. Like in the stream before, I'll work it out. Like I keep going
You'll
forward
be-
and back. Like I was like, oh, do I not have any foliage? It's like, nah, I have trees. And it's like, maybe I want it dark. Maybe I should light it up. Maybe there's too much going on. I'll darken it. I'll lighten it. I'm just going back and forth wherever I'm making decisions. Like, oh, do I make it better? Do I make it bloom? Do I, push back some details or whatever?
I think maybe you could up the contrast in some areas, maybe, if you wanted. So that the figures in the foreground pop a little more. Like you could darken that whole underside of the dog so that they pop a little more in the foreground, but I think as a whole, it's nice. Because the dog kind of gets lost a bit in that space.
Yeah. I really chose back. Poor color.
Also, they need shadows. I don't know if you noticed, but they're lacking shadows.
Yeah, I know.
Can't borrow the shadows. Shadows.
Dude, some other parts were just bothering me, okay? I just went forward and was like, yeah, I'll just do that first.
I know. That's all good.
All right, bye.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Get your panties in a loop.
Oh, I'll loop them. I'll loop them good. Dear. Now, but I'm really like wanting to just get to doing some more traditional stuff. Kind of finding myself a little bit bored when I do digital. It's not as exciting, which is annoying because I plan everything digitally, but it would be nice to go straight to digital, straight to traditional.
I mean,
it's hard though. It is hard to just go straight.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like, people arguing like, oh, is it real, like, traditional if you like planned it out or whatever? And it's like, I don't think there's any problem with that.
No,
like if you
that's
like,
it's
like
I think one of the things that kind of blew my mind. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I was going to say is like when I realized that like the greats like Michelangelo and Da Vinci, not only were they like working from life, but they would also like use like tracing techniques with like a candle and a square that would literally trace the figured silhouette onto a canvas. And I'm like, everyone's doing it. Why am I making it harder on myself? Like everyone's finding ways to, it's not necessarily cheat, but kind of like make the process easier so you can focus on making the best art you can, as opposed to killing time because your proportions are slightly off. You know what I mean? Like, or like the longest time when, I was taught that looking at reference was cheating, and then couldn't figure out why I couldn't get my art to look as good as the people that I loved's art. And then I realized, oh, they're looking at reference. That's why. And it's like, it's not like they don't pull it all out of their brain. This infinite library of visuals that seem to was what I thought everybody had, just this kind of like abundant visual library, but no.
Yeah,
Sorry. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm rambling now.
Well, that's what I was like thinking, right? It's like the difference between going out and going to actual location drawing or whatever, and
Mm.
then you just doing a comprehensive like reference, like cross referencing like digital photos or whatever. So I don't
Mhm.
think like objectively, how much do you think you miss out from like going out and doing what how the OGs did it, right?
I think the going out and doing it is good as like a practice, but I think when it comes to finished works, it can be hard. Like it's like anything. Like for instance, you want to paint a sunset. That sunset only exists for like 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes it'll change so much. Like you can't get a complete painting done in 30 minutes. Or maybe you can, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be as good as like maybe you
Mm.
could start outside in the landscape and get that kind of like the essence of it, but you'd still need like a photo to finish. Like you'd still need some sort of reference to make
Well, I
sure
thought
that you properly captured it, you know? I don't
I
know.
kind of felt like the point of it was like kind of like you using your brain to sort of fill in the gaps and try to, I guess, problem solve or like imagine what this locale would look like in the same like lighting, I guess. Ooh,
Yeah,
I should
you,
probably
you can do some of that, but I think that also takes like you had to have painted something like at sunset before to kind of have that knowledge of the colors. And like I've done a lot of dawn paintings, and each one I've done has gotten better because I know what color palette to use, where what my what my shadow colors should be to make it really work. Like, you know what I mean? It comes from the doing. It's not like, but if I was to just be like, I'm going to do a sunset picture and go stand out for 30 minutes, I'm not going to come away with something that looks great, I don't think. Some masters probably can. I'm not that person, sadly.
Mm.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can do that, but like, yeah, I don't have that yet. Maybe one day I can do it.
I don't know.
But
I
like,
was like,
there's some things that like, for instance, the body and like anatomy and stuff. Because I've drawn it so many times, I'm pretty
mhm.
confident just starting to draw a figure. And then when things don't look just right, I might start to look at some reference. But as a whole, I'll have most of it done just from memory, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like like I'll show you now, like that hand that I started, right? I wasn't
Mhm.
liking how it was looking, and now it's starting to come together as I like just keep working it over and like going, oh yeah, the finger would twist a little bit like that, and but that just comes from me drawing a hand multiple times
Mm.
and kind of having that understanding.
Yeah, sometimes I like think about when I work like something like that, where it's like, oh, you keep getting it wrong and wrong, and it's like, oh, you finally get it right, or whatever. And like,
Hmm.
I kind of feel like when I do that, I'm just like mindlessly doing trial and error, and
Yeah,
but like, I don't know if I'm like absorbing in. It's like, hey, why was it looking wrong the first time, or whatever. It's like you
yeah,
only did it right for the sheer virtue that you redid it like a bunch of times.
that's pretty much what it is, right? You just constantly redrawing, but that is, I think,
Well,
what drawing is supposed to be. Like you aren't supposed to get it in the first stroke.
I guess what
You
I'm
know what I
like
mean?
thinking is like, oh, when I get it right, I should be asking myself, it's like, oh, why did I get it right that time? It's like at the end of it, it's like,
Probably
do I think I knew the answer at that point?
it can also be the case that, like, you know, when you look at a drawing, you can just tell if something's off. It can just be that as well. Like you keep working it until that off feeling is gone. You're like,
Yeah.
going, that finger still doesn't look right, or that arm doesn't feel right yet. And then you'll keep working it until it starts to feel right. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I got it. But a lot of that time is wasted if you just had the reference to begin with, you know. So sometimes it's kind of like, yeah, I could, keep fighting that battle. Like even now, like I'm kind of happy with this hand, but I'm not 100% with it. So like I can still see places for improvement. So it's gonna take a little more fiddling to kind of get it to a finish that I feel like I'll be happy with. So like even just trying to figure out, okay, where does each of the knuckles lie, and how does that? Yeah, so it's kind of like a. I think you just got to work with what you're comfortable with, really.
Yeah.
Like in the end, especially like personal work, it's a bit different. But when you're doing client work, it needs to look good. They don't care. They don't care if it took you an hour to do the hand or if it took you 10 hours to do the hand. They just need a hand. So when it comes to client work, if anything, time is pretty important. So you should be focusing on just making it as good as possible.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that was like a different point. I think it's like
Yeah, but you know, that's what I'm saying. It's depends on what you're doing it for. Is what I mean.
yeah.
Like this now, it's just for me. So like, I'm happy to just explore and try and do it from memory. But if it wasn't for me, I'd probably be like,
Oh
I
yeah,
need to get a pose. I need to kind of like lock everything down. And this is fun to work like this, but it's only because I have that time to do so.
yeah.
So we are going to do the cons next year, right?
I'll let my older self figure that one out.
Yes. It has to be a yes. It has to.
But which one?
All of them, I reckon.
All of them?
Yeah. By the way, am I loud enough?
Oh no. I mean, yes, but
Yeah, you can hear me fine? Cool.
you sound fine.
Yeah, all right, cool. I wasn't sure because I'm not that close to the mic, so I'm like, maybe I'm really low. So I don't know. So I'm
No,
putting
that
my
was
mic
just
a
me.
little. Sorry?
That was just me thinking.
Ah, okay, cool. Damn it. I really see one thing right now. I need his reference for Gwen Stacy. Gwen Spider Gwen. Sorry. I forget what she looks like all the time. Called her Gwen Spider. Oh dear. Have you watched the new movies? Have you watched the Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, all that stuff yet?
No, is it? Oh, yeah, I imagine you watched it first day. Was it good? It was probably good,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty amazing. I think
Better.
I'd say like outside of it even being like it's Spider-Man and comics and all that, obviously like I'm gonna love it regardless. But I think as artists or creatives, I think you appreciate it even more because it's like oozes effort. It oozes talent, man. It's insane. So if you've not
Yeah,
watched it yet, you should really watch it, especially if you like animation, man. Like I think your head will explode. It's pretty cool.
yeah. I guess I suppose that more like mine was blown when I was like watching the first Into the Spider-Verse or whatever. So it was like,
Oh, so you've watched the first one?
yeah.
Oh,
It was Amber that
okay.
didn't watch it.
Naughty. Yeah, man. I think if you like that first one, that's the second one. They take it several notches up, even higher. So
Oh,
it's almost like they just got free range to do whatever the creatives wanted. So it's just pretty epic. Just using my liquefied tool, like the lazy artist that I am. That looks kind of cool. I'm liking the try. It's got a little bit of a art germ Stanley Lau feel. His like kind of portrait poses. You know his work?
who was it?
Stanley Lau, art germ.
Oh, yeah. God, I like to subscribe to him. I didn't know his real name.
He does a lot of like female portrait comic book characters.
Isn't he
It's kind of
under a
his.
different name now? Like on YouTube? He's like
His art germ. It's his like art name, I suppose. Is art germ and Stanley Lau is his real name, I think.
okay. I thought
Unless
it's
you're
like the
talking about someone else.
no. I thought like I subscribed to him. It's like, oh, I'm pretty sure he changed his name, or but I'm pretty sure that's like Trent. Trent Kuriaga.
Oh,
Something like
Trent Kanigawa. Trent Kanigawa.
that. Just both butcher his name.
Is that his last name? Like his actual last name? It's so Japanese. Well, it sounds Japanese. Kaniuga. Okay, maybe it doesn't sound Japanese. I guess it kind of does. I just realized I don't know how to pronounce his name. Oh, bad Ben, bad.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna grab some water, man. I don't know about you, but my throat's getting dry. Too much
Yeah,
talkie.
yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I gotta actually like think about what am I doing.
Well, I think I'm getting into a good place now. This pose is starting to feel right, so I'm happy about that. And I've got some hands in there, which is always good because she just looked weird before without the hands.
Yeah. Are you still
I'm
planning to
liking
do the people in the background thing, sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving him to this side. Or like I've brought her hair in a bit tighter. So I'm thinking that she can work this way now. So she's not looking. I don't want her looking at where they are. Sorry, I should have just muted. Yeah, I don't want her looking in that direction. So they're gonna be like to the left. So she's just kind of like, oh, I just strung up some ropes over there. I got this silly hand in here too. Yeah, I think that's looking all right. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water.
Oh, good. I'm just like, what am I doing?
You got to keep talking though, so just like, yeah, do narration over your art.
I don't think I can do that, Cap. I don't think I can do that. I really chose like a bad color for a dog. Maybe I just need to. Nah, I probably shouldn't do that. I definitely tried. Well, that's fine. I could just try to figure this out.
Okay, I'm back. And just down like half a liter of water. Feeling good. Oh. It's pretty cute, man. So you finished with that the Bowser piece?
I sort of left it and I'm like, I don't know if I would do other stuff to it. Yeah, I kind of left it there.
That looks good, man. Oh, I like the cages in the background. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I kind of left it there. I'm like, I don't know if there was like other things I was considering on adding.
That looks great, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that.
I think the only thing I would suggest is some sort of like either atmospherics or something to separate Bowser Jr. from Bowser a bit. His head and hair kind of gets lost in Bowser a bit.
Yeah.
Kind of a
I
bit
tried adding a little
as well
more.
with the... Sorry?
Yeah, I tried adding a little bit more bounce light in there, but well,
Yeah,
not
I think
bounce
a
light.
little of that, just some atmospherics, like a little bit of that golden like haze that you've got from the fire could just be lighting some atmosphere in between the two of them, and I just push him a little more forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, they look great, man. They look really good. It's very nice work, very nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like thinking in my head, it's like I think I'm missing something.
Oh, and Photoshop crashed.
Oh dear.
Ooh. Boo boo. This is the one thing that I like about traditional. It does not crash. It's just always working. Oh my gosh. It's all dead. Good thing yours is working.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, it hasn't stopped, so that's a good thing. Oh, excuse me. Jeez, it's the most entertaining podcast. I'm making myself yawn.
Well, that's like the problem when like you're trying to concentrate, right? Like,
Yeah. That's why I think if
uh,
there was like there was people like chatting or whatever, it'd be a little bit easier to kind of be like, oh yeah. It's
yeah.
trying to entertain
Well,
each other. It's a little tricky.
I think usually like I remember like when we tried doing like art chats before, when we're not streaming during COVID,
Mm.
it's like,
Hmm.
oh, you guys needed to like actually wind down and like actually pay attention to stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I feel like when I don't know, it's like I guess when stuff that you already know what you're doing and know how to do, it's like it's easy to work on. But when you actually try and
Yeah.
solve some kind of problems on that, it's like I actually
Yeah, I
do
think
need.
if you're just rendering, maybe you mean like if you're just rendering, you can just be on autopilot. But when you're still
Yeah,
sketching it out, yeah,
yeah.
it's a bit yeah. Yeah, see, I'm still not happy with this arm right now. So I'm actually gonna try and recreate this pose in Daz
Mm.
because I'm not loving the angle at the moment. It just looks a bit whack. So I'm gonna save this and open up some Daz. You don't use Daz at all, do you? Your work doesn't
Um,
really require it, really. You do a lot more cartoon
yeah, no.
stuff. So yeah, it wouldn't really. Yeah, I don't think you'd need it.
I mean, sometimes like general posing and stuff, right? Just like
Yeah, I just find like yeah, because I'm always doing foreshortening,
mhm.
and sometimes I can get it without reference, but even then, when I've done it without reference, I still feel like it could be better. Like
Yeah, yeah,
what I've got there right now is probably fine, and I could probably make it work and look good. But there's a bit of me that like goes, it could be a bit better. Could be a bit better. Just a touch.
yeah.
It's like when you go back and you look at your old work and
Mm.
you're like going, ah, I can see all those mistakes. It's almost like I'm setting myself up for disappointment in a year's time when I look back at it and go, oh.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's all good. It's all good.
yeah. I'm definitely doing that right now.
You're doing that now, having regrets.
Yeah, I'm like, I should have taken like like steps, pre-steps or whatever, or like just go straight into it.
Yeah.
Now
Feels
it's
yeah.
like now I'm just
But
like
I don't see what's the issue you're having with yours.
I don't know. It's just like get it. It's just like trying to make it feel right, I guess.
It feels good.
I guess I just I guess mostly I'm working by feel. Oh god, I hate that.
Fair enough.
It's like muddling my what's called my speech while I'm working on this.
Modeling your speech. What?
Muddling the speech. It's just
Oh, modeling your speech.
like you do the see yeah, like you find words to fill it in and just like you
I
trying
get
to find
you.
the words as you're trying to find the solution.
I understand. Well, I'm gonna try and pose a figure now. Actually, I should probably put some clothes on this model if I'm going to switch to it. Otherwise, I get flagged on YouTube.
Well, like I thought like the material matters, or like I thought if it was untextured or whatever, I feel like that shouldn't count as nudity.
I don't know. If I imagine if you drew something naked, someone would have a problem with it.
I guess it kind of depends. I feel like it
And get
should
reported.
depend.
Meh. I don't know anymore. I don't know anything. It's all right. I'll just give her a top and underwear, and we should be good to go.
And give her a funny hat.
And a funny hat for good old times.
All covered up.
All right. Yep. She's decent. Although she is bold, but that's okay. Here you go. You can take a look at my amazing arts of posing a figure. Ta-da! She's no longer naked.
Nice. I like it.
Isn't that awesome? I just modeled this myself.
I made this.
But yeah, like little things like this make such a difference. Trying to match it is always a bit tricky though.
Yeah. I think the part is like I'm having trouble with is like trying to find the right colors now. And I kind of feel like that I find my colors just by like mixing overlays and woods plays, and I was like, okay, that's my palette right there. And it's like, it looks about right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, when I don't have that, what's it called, figured out, I was like, oh, I gotta figure out what my colors are.
Isn't that all of us problems?
Yeah.
It's all our problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
I'll figure it out eventually.
Breaking her head. That looks creepy. Oh.
Stunning like the Marilyn Monroe picture.
Right? I'm amazing. Look at that. Bang. On point. So good right now.
Can you like scale her head?
Can I what? Sorry?
Can you scale like individual parts of her body?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, there's the Halloween version you're looking for. Back to normal, everybody. No horror here. Oh dear. But yeah, I was excited to set up that imprint store the other day after Amber's convincing.
Oh, like your what's called your stuff is now printable. Like
yeah, it's now on like on that imprint store.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's something. That's something, you know. I'm trying something, and like Amber said, she seemed to have gotten some good feedback from it. Well, she's gotten a bit of action on it, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Whatever you can get, right?
Yeah.
And we're all just trying to make it. Yeah, that's all it's getting. So I think something like that. So it's a little higher. Interesting.
You're like inside. It's like, wait, this pose is impossible. I can't even make this pose.
Oh, it's definitely impossible. I'm just like, I'm trying to get the things that at least should look right. So I'm just like seeing that this arm, for instance, it's a little too tucked in. That feels weird. That can work, but it might need to be raised a little bit. A little something like that, maybe. Anyway, we'll go back to yours. Yours is more interesting.
No, it's not. Just going over like.
Yeah, that does not feel right. Oh, that might be it. Sorry, just like talking to myself.
Yeah, well, that's like I'm just thinking to myself that, which is even worse.
Well, let's just say we are the most entertaining out there.
Yeah, I didn't like. Maybe it's just getting used to sort of. Like I kind of wonder if like it's the same thing with like people who like game as well. I would imagine. Like, oh, people would joke all the time and stuff. But then it's like there's some points where it's like, oh, I actually do need to concentrate and just like shut up for a while.
Yeah, that's a definite. Yeah, I think this is starting to get a little bit better. I do, however, look forward to going to the next con, I think, with you guys. I think we learned a lot in that last one. Some takeaways, big takeaways.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if like how many people else at the plan was called Supernova was like, first time or whatever.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem like there was too many. A lot of the people that we spoke to seemed to have done a few before that one. Felt like we were the only noobs there.
I kind of wonder if like I wonder would it encourage people if they made like a section that was like these are newcomers or whatever.
That'd be nice. Although we wouldn't be in that category anymore.
I don't know. Like
We're
I can
now the
totally imagine like, oh, people are more likely to like open up to other artists. They're like, oh, this is your first year too, huh?
Yeah. Well, that was always nice. Like we got to like talk to a few of the other artists. That was actually probably the highlight.
Well, luckily I was there for you guys because Albert would have just been like, "Yep, I'm just going to sit here all day, not going to check out the other people."
Look, I'm kind of the same, to be honest. I think most artists are introverts, so that's yeah. I don't think you're alone there. And you could tell, like most of the people there did kind of keep to themselves.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah, I totally. Yeah, I totally get it, and it's like it's a good thing to like have courage and just like ask around and stuff.
Yeah, and also people are generally nice too. So
yeah,
once you fight back the fear of rejection, then you're good to go. Okay.
I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say it's like it wasn't my main worry. It was I don't know. I really came into the Supernova not really knowing what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I just had no expectations at all. Although I will say the amount of people that just like sort of come by eyeballs it's like that looks nice and they walk away. It's like did bait me a couple of times.
Yeah, I understand.
Wishful thinking, but yeah, it was still fun anyways.
Sorry, I've just been requested to use headphones because my wife requires the aircon.
Okay, that's fair.
It must be quite hot out your way as well, right?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's room temperature seems fine. Getting a little bit hot, but you know, not too not too bad.
Not too bad. That's good. I'm just gonna have to. So, can you still hear me?
Yep, yep. Oh no, I can only hear the blasting of the aircon.
No, no. Well, yeah. We'll make sure that's not a thing.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
sweet.
that reminds me. Speaking of heat, did you know
Yes.
what there's you can cook an egg on the sidewalk?
Yeah, what temperature do you need for that though?
I don't know, but I just like one of those times where you need to verify that what you're thinking is true or whatever. It's like, can you really
Hmm.
cook an egg on like the car bonnet? Because like it's a really hot day inside the car.
I'd say
And
probably could.
yeah, you definitely can what's it called, cook like a lot of things. Or just on the sidewalk, a car bonnet, on top of your roof or whatever.
Yep.
The people have been doing shorts of it, like shorts of people just cooking stuff just on the sidewalk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Jeez.
And also imagining a scenario where it's like, oh, you're in an office in the city, and it's like, hey, on boss, I'm just gonna go cook a egg real quick, and you just crack outside.
Probably not very hygienic though.
Yeah, just
Unless
scoop
you're
off.
actually putting it on a. If you put a frying pan down on the pavement, that would be. That could work, maybe.
I don't know if they like sped up the video, but I don't know if the 5 second rules applies to that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know either. I've never tried it, so. But I was talking to Leo about the whole. I'm sure you did the experiment at school where you put a glass of dirty, a glass of dirty water
Mhm.
in the middle of a bowl, and then you cover it with Glad wrap.
Oh,
Sorry, no.
and
You put a clean glass, empty, in the middle of a bowl of dirty water, and then you put cling wrap over the top with a little pebble in the
you put it
middle. Yeah, and it just like evaporates and then like filters out the dirt.
right. Yeah.
So we were
Um,
discussing doing that experiment. I think I
dude, I
might have
kind
to
of
do
wish.
some.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did that experiment as a kid
You
because
didn't do it?
nope.
Ah, a
I
life
don't know what
wasted.
we did. I think we tried to make our own microwave. Um, Trying to find ways of magnifying like the sunlight to cook in sausage or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then I
Was
think
that
we
any
also
good?
tried. No, it was just
Oh,
it was just lukewarm at best.
no. Yeah, no good.
Yeah, and then the other one was like, okay, you got an egg, and we're gonna drop it off like a 3-story building, and you're gonna try to find a way to make a parachute that can let the egg survive. And er,
Oh yeah, I'd seen that in like TV shows and stuff.
yeah. So you got like all the all the kids are like trying to be clever, and like I added wings, I added like a soft little bed for it, all
Mhm.
that. And then you have the one kid that's like, I enclosed it in 2 cups, and I put some cotton in it, and I just threw it down the bottom of the building.
And it
And
worked?
it just no, that's styrofoam, and like I'm pretty sure it just crashed onto the
Ah,
bottom.
yeah, no luck there.
Who
Oh
knew
dear.
that like if the more stuff they add to a cup, it just gets heavier and it falls faster.
Yeah, it's a bit silly. Maybe if you'd done that along with the parachute, that's probably a smarter How you do it?
Yeah. But the whole point is that you're trying to make a parachute of some kinds.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Nice.
I think I would have been pretty clever for like a lot of those experiments or whatever.
Yeah, I think that those are fun, man. That's the one
Yeah.
thing. It's like, and that's the ones where you kind of, I felt like I learned the most. Anything practical was where I felt like I was learning.
Well, there
Anything
was
that
a
was all
couple.
like theoretical, I struggled. Sorry.
Yeah, but there was also a couple that was like kind of like some related to survival, which is kind of like the similar thing to like you trying to purify water,
Hmm.
and it's like it was like uh I guess in a scenario that you're in a desert or wherever, and it's like how would you make water?
Hmm. Yeah, like
And
that was what it was. It was like based around that. You're stuck in a forest,
yeah.
and being Australia with its many forests, that does seem plausible. So probably a good idea. I think that's why
Yeah.
also everybody learns to swim because we're surrounded by water.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, if you want to escape,
We are indeed girt by sea.
we are surely girt by sea. The only place where the word girt is still used, I think, in the world. In our anthem. And that's cool by me. Yes, that's better. Yes. See?
Kind of also reminds me of that. I was asked a question. It's like, if there was no Australia, where would you swim to? And I'm like, I suppose the closest islands, aka New Zealand.
I didn't think you'd make it.
Yeah, probably not. But if you
It's
had to
like
pick somewhere to swim to,
I think that would be the closest island to Australia. That's not Australia. That's an interesting question, actually.
I guess you could also swim to Singapore or New Guinea.
Swim to Singapore. Do you know how fast Singapore's a 9-hour flight? What are you talking about?
I'm trying to think. It's like, what's the island that's directly above us? Isn't that just Papua?
Papua New Guinea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Singapore's.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Where is
Well,
Australia's closest neighbor? It is Papua New Guinea. There you go.
oh yeah, just swim north. Swim where all the waters.
How far is Papua New Guinea from Australia? Someone else has searched that too. It is 2,362 kilometers. That's actually not that far. Like if you think about it, that's like driving to Cairns pretty much. Actually, that is pretty far. That is pretty far.
I mean, swimming, no. Well,
No.
to be fair, what was the furthest record for like a person swimming through the ocean?
Well, what's that? There's that swim that they do from the UK
Yeah,
to France.
isn't there like
That's like,
yeah? I thought there was like people that like actually swam a continent far or something.
yeah, like people have swum around the UK. I know there was a guy that swam around the UK.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. But these guys are like, they're
I mean,
elite. It's not every dude. This is a guy that trains just to do that.
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure I saw like some statistic about how far that you could probably swim before you start drowning. Even
You'd
if
be
you
pretty
do,
tired. You'd be pretty tired.
well, couldn't you just like, float on your back for a while and then it's like, okay, I'm good now.
I don't know, but then you also need water, right? Like, because you can't drink seawater, and then you need food, so there's no energy. So you probably only got what?
Well,
maybe
how
12 to 24 hours. How do people do it? I imagine they have a boat next to them that gives them stuff, right?
Isn't that kind of cheating?
Is it cheating if like your
I guess like the point
human
is like,
body can't do it? Period.
yeah. Well, I guess like the point is like, oh, like by locomotion or whatever, but not. And it doesn't say anything about like, oh, whether you can take breaks and do your business and then go
Yeah.
back to swimming or whatever. Also, you have no idea how much fear would be built up on like, there's something under me, isn't there? Something's going to bite
Oh
me. I know
yeah.
it.
Yeah. The panic setting in, right? I have listened to like podcasts of people talking about that. They just don't think about it. They completely block all that stuff out. But they also, those guys that do those big like marathon swims, they've got like monitoring boats and stuff around them to stop and like at least avoid any crazy things like that happening. Because they also got to watch out that like the weather alone will kill you. Like you get stuck in a storm, like you got to pull them out. Like, no one's gonna be able to swim through like crazy high waves.
Well, like,
But
would you rather like swim for 1 kilometer in just like the open ocean, or would you rather trudge through 20 kilometers in, say, I don't know, like the middle of Central Australia, just in the middle of the.
there's no water there.
Well, I don't know. I'm just like thinking of like.
You're talking about
would you rather-
walking 20 Ks or swimming 1,000 Ks?
Yeah. Well, I was
Ah,
like trying to think of like balance between the idea of like, you know, you can imagine something being below you at any point or whatever. But then
yeah. I
at the
feel
same time, it's like, you could be walking in like the plains, but like you could be stalked by like some kind of mountain cat or something like that.
by an emu.
Yeah, by a mountain.
Mountain emu. I don't know. I think the swimming one, the swimming 1,000. Did you say 1,000 kilometers or 1,000
Yeah,
meters?
1,000. Oh
1,000?
wait, no, 1 kilometer. Like that's just like
I could probably do the swim thing. That'd be pretty quick. That wouldn't be too bad.
that's true.
1,000 meters actually isn't that far. Like that's only like what 20, 50 meter swimming pools. It's not that
Yeah,
bad.
that's like like
That's
I feel like
doable.
I have like 100 meter ingrained in my mind. It's like, oh yeah, that's the size of my public school. Like, so like I got a lot bigger. It shouldn't take too long. But at the
No,
same time,
yeah,
I feel like, it's like, oh, beneath me could be like 500 jellyfishes or whatever, or God forbid, like just
yeah, that's true. Well, I'd be more worried about a 20K walk in the heat would probably kill me. I feel like I don't know how long because 20K walk. I've done that like as a marathon for school. I've done
I was gonna say,
20K
so you
walk.
probably did a pub walk like that, something like that.
No, geez, no. I don't think anyone would make that. No, but definitely did like a walkathon at school to that size, and that took like actually that's probably doable too because that only took like half a day. Am I imagining it? Is that how long does it take to walk 10 kilometers? Let's see. How long does it take to walk 20 Ks? 3 to 4 hours. Oh, okay. So that's doable too, actually.
Yeah, that's like a school marathon, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fine.
3 hours. You'd be exhausted as heck, though.
Yeah, but then again, swimming out in the ocean, they'll be like you may swim 1,000 meters, but you may end up swimming 2,000 because the water pushes you back as well. Depends
Is it
which
really
way the water.
considered? Okay, I was like thinking, could I just let the current take me like 1,000 meters. Does not happen really
You
fast.
just lie down your back and you're like, I got this.
Just take me.
Oh, it's pretty funny. Oh dear. So wait, so 20. So if you were to do 20,000 steps, what distance is that? How many miles or how?
You know
8
what?
to 8.952 approximately mile. Okay. I hate doing the conversion miles to kilometers. So 8.8. So let's say take the low end, 8.8 miles. 14. Oh, okay. Geez, so that's more. Because I was listening to something. Sorry, I know I kind of just went on a tangent there, but I was listening to something that was suggesting that it's really good to do 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, how long is that? How long is 20,000 steps? So 20,000 steps is 14 kilometers. So you're almost, if you were to do 20,000 steps, you're doing like pretty much a marathon every day.
I'm trying to think. It's like how. I'm like trying to think. Is like I probably make that amount of steps in like a week.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, if it's going to take you 3 to 4 hours to do, I don't think people have 3 to 4 hours in a day to commit to just walking, unless that's their job. Like, for instance, when I worked in hospitality, I would walk around for 7 hours a day because that's what was required. But yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Man, I'm seeing this like video of like Spidey flying through the city in Spider-Man 2. It looks so much fun. You just want to be like swinging around the city. It looks sick.
Make me really wonder. It's like, why haven't you picked up the Spider-Man game yet?
I don't have a PlayStation 5.
Oh, I guess that's also true.
Yeah, so sad.
They're bound to like release something like that on VR, right?
What's that?
There's bound to be like a VR version of swinging on webs, right?
Oh, that would be amazing. Although then again, you might feel a bit of motion sickness.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just walk it off.
Just walk it off. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Don't know that one, Kiv. Kivy. Oh geez, I just realized it's been on my screen and I haven't been drawing.
Yeah.
Oh whoops.
I'm just
Whoopsie. I think it's getting close to me putting some final lines on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like, oh, we hit the 2 hour mark.
Believe we'd be close. Yeah, we'd be pretty close to it right now. Let me see. What are we at the? Yeah, about 1:47. Another 10 minutes or so. But
yeah, I was just gonna say it's like I just want to like do this off stream and just like figure this out.
Yeah, just hit it in private.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but like just doing things in private that makes it a little bit easier. Or
Well, it's probably just obviously there's less pressure. So you can just focus on getting it done.
yeah.
Also, we do have the added pressure to have a conversation while we're doing the art, which can be a bit tricky in its own way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm liking it. I think we should just try and keep it going. I think the more we do it, like anything, we'll just get better at it.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that?
You
have a bee?
Oh, you can actually hear that. It was like a noise fly around here. I was just like hoping you didn't hear that.
Oh, that was actually a fly in your room.
Yeah, it's like
Jeez, it literally sounded like he was on the mic.
I think it might have been.
He's
I'm
like,
just
I
like
want to be
looking.
on the stream.
I'm just eyeballing this one fly and I was like, your days are numbered.
You wait until I'm off this stream.
You wait until I get the cool looking tennis racket.
You got those electrified ones?
I was just gonna get the good old fashioned swatters.
Yeah, they do a good job. I don't think anyone has sympathy for flies.
No, not at all. Someone showed me like a what's called video of Sydney just being swarmed by flies. I didn't realize it was even going on.
It is? I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know either, but someone showed me a video and it's just like the first video that they showed on like the news or whatever was just like a dude's back just being swarmed. I'm like, oh god, how do I unsee this?
Jeez. Maybe he just needs a shower.
Maybe.
Oh dear. Now we had a swarm happen here a few months ago in summer. Well, actually last summer, where pretty much there's like when it's a hot day, if there's any lights on outside, you get these like termite flies that'll like swarm around you, and like it was pretty nuts. And like I should actually show you the video. It's actually quite funny because Rubes posted it. It was like me and my mate trying to like we needed to go outside to switch off the light. So we're like fighting this swarm of moths with like a shoe and fly spray and trying to get to the switch just so we could switch the light off so they could like go away. It's pretty hilarious. But Rubes put the Avengers soundtrack to it and it's great. I should find that and send it to you because yeah, that's classic. Oh man, I think we might just end it there, dude. What do you reckon? We'll have a quiet send off tonight.
Yeah.
But I might actually this week do a few extra streams if I can. Because I got some stuff I need to do, and I feel like I need more practice on this thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'll let you know if I'm jumping on. You can jump in also.
Yeah. Sounds good. And hopefully it will be better by then.
Yeah. Hopefully Bert's all back to herself. She's getting that bionic AI painter arm put in tomorrow, I think. So
I hope.
Gonna be kicking butt.
Then I could be like, oh, Amber, draw me a seductive Spider-Man.
Yeah, and she'll be able to do it too real quick.
Yeah.
Really quick. All right, GZ. Well, you have a good night, and I'll catch you soon.
Yeah. And goodbye to any viewers.
Yeah, I think we got no one, so it's all good. Goodbye. Nobody.
All right.
We may as well just do a Zoom call next time.
Don't say that.
All right, see you, Kev. Later, bud.
See ya.
Bye. See ya.